Retire early with real estate. How often have you seen this advertised as being a possibility if you become an investor? You can retire early, live the life of your dreams. It's everywhere. It's in everyone's marketing because ultimately that's what most people want. So, can you retire early with real estate? Absolutely. How do you do that? Well, in this video, I'm going to share 2 ways that you can retire early with real estate. I'm going to tell you how to do both of those ways, and I'm going to link you to some additional resources to help get you started on those. Before I go much further though, if you're interested in retiring early with real estate, which if you're still listening to this, I assume that is you, hit that like button. I have a feeling there's probably going to be a lot of likers, myself included. Who doesn't want to retire early? I don't know anyone who wouldn't. Okay, let's dive into the meat of this conversation. What are the 2 ways that you can retire early with real estate? Way number 1 is the one that you're probably most familiar with. If you've ever heard someone saying, my goal is to make $5,000 a month in passive income so I can cover all my expenses and essentially be retired, or $10,000 a month, or whatever the number may be. So the first way to retire with real estate is to actually earn enough from your real estate investments to literally fund your retirement. Kind of a no-brainer there. But oftentimes that is not the one people have as much ability to achieve. But it is option number 1, where you literally make so much money in real estate that you can fund your retirement. We're going to touch later briefly on passive versus active income, but we'll get to that in a second. Option number 2, which is probably what most of you are waiting on, because how many of us can make so much money that quickly to retire? So here's the alternative, and it's a bit of a perspective shift, but if you use real estate as a vehicle to set yourself up in such a way to make money that it allows you time and location freedom, you are now creating lifestyle design. Well, what is lifestyle design? The way that I look at lifestyle design is I can literally live like a retired person, even though I'm still working. Meaning I get to go where I want, when I want, do what I want, when I want, time and location freedom. That's lifestyle design. You get to structure your lifestyle however you want it to be. That's what retired people do. That's the whole joy of retirement. So if you can find a way to create lifestyle design with your work, you are essentially living like a retired person, less that having to make money thing. That's what I do. I'm not fully retired by any stretch, but I've set myself up in a way that I work when I want, where I want, and whatever hours I want. So I get to do everything as if I was retired, and then I just work in between. I get to make those choices. So option number 1, earn enough through real estate where you literally fund your retirement. Option number 2, use real estate as a vehicle for setting yourself up for the ability to have lifestyle design. We're also going to hit on that a little further also. I'll give you some resources to help on that one. So how do you achieve either of these? Well, first, let's talk about the actual retirement. For that one, you're going to have to get enough passive income from your investments to fund your lifestyle. That's what a retired person has. They have their pension, they have their Social Security, whatever money they're making. You have enough money to fund your retirement. In order to do this, you need to make a plan. So how much money do you need to retire, and what's your plan for getting there? I know that doesn't hand you the answer, but that plan is going to be different for everybody. You need to figure out a way to use real estate to make that money. I'm going to give you a really interesting, unintuitive way to do that in just a minute. It's one of those resources I'm going to link you to. For option number 2, again, you're trying to figure out real estate as that vehicle for giving you time and location freedom. So how are you going to get that? That's a matter of structuring your work. Maybe you work for somebody else and you can work remotely and possibly on your own hours, but it's really this investigation into lifestyle design. I'm also going to give you a resource for that. So where are we at? You can either make enough money to actually retire, or you can set yourself up for lifestyle design so that you can live like a retired person. So what are those mystery resources I was referring to? For actual retirement, you have got to understand the difference between passive and active income, because what you need for actual retirement is passive income. That's like that pension, the Social Security thing. Well, with real estate, you can't have to actively work for your investments and be retired. So you've got to understand passive income. But here's the unintuitive method of getting that passive income that I alluded to. It's this idea of using active income to get passive income. What? That sounds, what? What are you saying? I'm going to link to a video below that explains exactly what I'm talking about, because again, people come screaming out of the gate saying, I need $5,000 in passive income a month, and they're starting at ground zero. Well, if you only have so much money to dump into passive income investments, you're going to run out of money likely before you're making enough to fund your lifestyle. So check out that video below about how to use active income to get passive income. Just hear me out on that one. Then for option number 2, for figuring out this lifestyle design thing, I'm going to link to 2 videos. First one is, what is lifestyle design? And it talks about this correlation to retirement, but also there's an exercise in there that you can do to get a better feel for what your lifestyle design would look like. What do you want it to look like? What's it going to involve? And then there's a second video that talks about the principle of lifestyle design, which, spoiler alert, I already told you, it's time and location freedom. But I go further into details about how to get both of those things, because truly, if you have time and location freedom, you can live like a retired person. So, was that helpful? I know it doesn't answer all of your questions, but hopefully it gives you a starting point. Either find a way to fund your actual retirement, or use real estate, because there's so many different ways you can invest and do real estate to allow yourself for lifestyle design. So what does your retired life or your lifestyle design look like? Throw it in the comments. I love hearing what is important to people. What do they want to be doing with their time? Where do they want to live? Where do they want to travel? We're all different. All of our answers are different. So share those in the comments and let's hear what everybody wants to be doing. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, I put a new video out every week. I love talking about lifestyle design, retirement, real estate, everything. So make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below and be ready for the next video coming your way.